Hi there, I'm Raymy Boyle. I'm a mindfulness coach and I'm also a kinship carer. And I wanted to just spend a few moments with you explaining how I'm going to be connecting to this website and hopefully connecting with some of you as well. So as I said, I'm a mindfulness coach. I've trained and studied in mindfulness practices over the past few years. And I just wanted to bring what I've learned and share that with other kinship carers. I care for two of my grandchildren along with my wife. I care for Matthew and Sophie. Matthew is currently 11 and Sophie is 16. And the kids came to stay with us in 2014 following the death of their mother, our daughter. And mindfulness, at the time, I was training to be a mindfulness teacher. So that whole experience, going through that bereavement, that loss, the grief that I know that many of you have experienced as well in your own situations. Studying mindfulness really helped me to navigate that time in our lives. It gave me a real grounding. It helped me just to be with the difficult emotions, the challenges, and the suffering that came at that time, as well as acknowledging and being grateful for what was continuing to be good in our lives. So part of this for me is about acknowledging that many of you have gone through your own challenges, perhaps not the same as me, but your own particular challenges of being a kinship carer. We know that the responsibility that it brings can add a lot of pressure to our lives. We know that the demands that can be placed on us alongside all the other demands of everyday life can just exacerbate that sense of overwhelm and stress. So that's the main reason that I wanted to connect with you, that I wanted to explore how mindfulness might be of benefit. Now, a definition of mindfulness that I find incredibly helpful, because let's acknowledge that it's been around for a few years now. It's become a bit of a flavor of the month thing. We hear about it quite a lot, but we don't always have an understanding of what it can mean. So I guess one of the definitions that's really helped me to develop my own understanding of what mindfulness is comes from a guy called Mark Williams, who's a professor and director at the Oxford Mindfulness Centre. And he's also the author of various books and podcasts and blogs and things. So he's very grounded and very wise in mindfulness content and theory. And he says that mindfulness is the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose in the present moment with curiosity and compassion. And it leads to a deeper understanding of life and how to respond wisely. And I find that incredibly helpful, that when we pause, when we stop the busyness that we get caught up in so often and actually just be in whatever moment we're in, whether that's a moment of peace and happiness and joy, or a moment of challenge, a moment of frustration, then just simply stopping and acknowledging how we are and who we are in that particular moment can be incredibly helpful. And that's certainly been my own experience. And I'm going to share some of the benefits of mindfulness below this video, but I want to focus here and now on the benefits that I've experienced as a kinship carer. As I said, it really helped me to navigate a time of grief in our lives, but it also helped me to come to terms with the changes that the children coming to live with us brought. And some of them were incredibly positive, and some of them were, it was almost an experience of loss. And again, in speaking to many kinship carers, I know that that's a shared experience, that sense of loss of what you'd hoped for in your own life, what your plans were. All that had to change when, for whatever reason, you took care of the children that came into your lives. So for me, mindfulness is about stopping and being aware of what that responsibility means, the challenge it can bring, but also acknowledging the positives and being grateful for what it teaches us about ourselves. So I've run a course called Restore the Balance with a small group of kinship carers. And it was a great experience just working with that small group to explore different concepts, things like acceptance, things like letting go of some of the stuff that we hold on to. And the group was great because people were genuinely open and interested and supportive of each other. And I'm intending to run that group again at some point in the future. So look out for notifications around that. But for now, what I wanted to do was share this video first and foremost. I want to contribute any content that I think might be of value to kinship carers in this wellbeing space on the website. And I also want to invite you to join me in a monthly mindfulness drop-in. It's going to be around about an hour. It'll probably be on a Thursday morning. That's the time that we ran the course, and that's the time that seemed to fit people's diaries best. But again, we can be flexible about that. And it's probably going to start in September. Well, it will start in September. Not quite sure of which date yet. So please look out for further notifications around that. Anything else to say? Yeah, I'm going to also share my own details. And if you've got any questions, maybe you're not quite ready to join a group. I mean, I'd encourage you all to come along to the drop-in and just try it out. It's very safe, it's very friendly, it's very open. The way that it will run is I'll introduce a particular theme or concept around mindfulness. We might engage in some short meditations, and the rest of the time will be open to whatever you bring, whatever questions you have, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. And I know from running Restore the Balance groups, and particularly with the Kinship Care group that we ran recently, it was a great place to come connect with others who are in a similar situation and to leave feeling supported, feeling listened to, knowing that space was held for you to allow you to explore your own thoughts and feelings around being a kinship carer. So I'd encourage you to come along to the drop-ins to find out a little bit more about this and to get to know other people who are in a similar situation to yourselves. It can be a great way of connecting with others. And we all need to take time out to look after ourselves. One of the things that we explored repeatedly through the course was how, as kinship carers, we often put our own needs last. We put many people in front of us, particularly the children that we're looking after. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's needed, but we can't pour from an empty cup. And if we keep on giving and giving and giving, that's when it leads to overwhelm. And that's when we can get burned out by the responsibility. So this is very deliberately an investment in you. This is my contribution to trying to support others who've been or who are in situations similar to my own. And I know from my own experience of being with others who were taking care of me, who gave me time and space to put myself first, even for a short time, that restored me. That filled me up, filled my cup up, so that I was then able to go back and continue to give to others. So that's my invitation to you. I'm looking forward to getting to know more and more of you. And I'll put my contact details down below. So if you've got any questions, anything you want to know about, then please get in touch. I'm looking forward to seeing you when the drop-ins start. Bye for now.